Hey there guys, Alex from TheIdknetwork here. Just a video to discuss about possible venture that me and my friend Nikki, who I've discussed before, Lost at Sea guy. We're thinking about possibly making a label for music. We're thinking about it so far. We talked about it like last week over coffee, and we thought it'd be a pretty decent idea. Try and get a label. I don't know why I'm using a label. I mean, we're gonna try and do something, form our own label for music bands and stuff like that. I think the first thing we're gonna try and do is get different bands, predominantly around the UK to start off with. Really, I mean, we don't want to start asking people from around the world going this, then the other. But the first task we're gonna try and do is make a compilation CD for some well-known bands to the not so well famous, people who need exposure. And I've done a few gigs, but I'd like to get a few more exposure. Now the bands in question are well, I'm not going to really say because we haven't really asked them yet. We are going to start asking them hopefully July, August time to see if they're interested. But it's mainly for like the hardcore metal sort of music, punk rock, whatever's going, I guess. But that sort of genre. But yeah, the idea came along randomly. Actually, I'm not even too sure why. I mean, my friend Nicky, he came up to me at work and he was like so excited that he wanted to email me. I was like, dude, just tell me now. I'm bored at work. You might as well tell me. You're going home. Screw it. And so he told me, and I was like, yeah, you know what? This is actually a pretty decent idea. But the only problem I kind of see is the fact that he wants to ask bands that, even though we're friendly-ish with them. I mean, I know I'm not trying to boast or anything, but I know a guy from The Gallows, I know two guys from Your Demise, and so forth. I know a few small bands are doing pretty well for themselves so far, slowly getting there. And we're thinking of asking a few of the bands if they would possibly, for the compilation CD, lend us or, give us tracks that never made it to the albums or EPs, or mainly albums, I guess, that they would happily give us, and just to put on a compilation. But the only kind of problem we're having with, other than asking the bands if we're allowed to do that, if they would give us anything to start off with, is payment. Now obviously we can't really offer the bigger bands money. I mean, in fairness, as much as I want to do this personally, I personally don't want to fork out so much money into this yet, unless it becomes very successful, that we're getting people going, oh yeah, I want to do this, we'll do whatever it takes, sort of thing, depending on the band, I guess, if they're doing really well, or whatever. But yeah, so with smaller bands, I think we can just give exposure for smaller bands, only because, I mean, what do you need more? You just need exposure out there. I've been in the band before. I've been in the band for what, nearly 2 years? Well, this was a long time ago, but we did very well. We did very well. We played main support for TRC, even though it was quite a weird show because we had our friends at Running Low. They broken up as well. And then Prowler, who are a big London band, for the London hardcore scene. And then you got us, Kansas City Shuffle. We've technically broken up now, before Christmas. And, or was it early this year? But anyway, we've broken up now. And then it was TRC, one of the biggest bands of London hardcore as well. So Prowler and TRC, we were slap bang in the middle of them two. And I'm just thinking, how did we get this? And it was just all down to the fact that, well, hey, we had the guy, the promoter, for the show. He liked us. Well, I think he liked us anyway. So he put us on a slot. But not only that, quite a few people was like, yeah, weird, but go for it. We've seen you guys. You guys put on a good set. And yeah. So, and then we've done shows around the UK. Not really that far, only because we don't have a van, and I had to drive, and money was tight, and not everyone can chip in for fuel, and we all had jobs to an extent. So yeah, it was just really hard, and all we ever really wanted was exposure. Money was good. I mean, before I joined the band, when the band was still going with only one guitarist, I think the most they got paid for one show, even though they drove ages away, was £10, and that's not a lot. I mean, beggars can't be choosy, but £10 doesn't really go much towards fuel. but it is better than nothing, though. You know, as I said, beggars can't be choosy. £10 is better than nothing. But at the end of the day, exposure. Exposure is the main thing that is needed. So that's the only thing I can. Well, I think we've agreed that we can only really give out is exposure. But to the bigger bands that are doing, you know, UK tours, European tours, you know, I mean, I don't think we can really ask your demise because they've literally just done the whole world: the UK, Europe, the Far East, and America and Canada. So I don't know. We can't. It'd be stupid to try and give them exposure. They got too much exposure in a good way. So that's just stupid. Money-wise, I don't know. It's gonna be too hard. But my friend Nicky, he reckons that he's actually his clothing line is should be available next week. I'm gonna leave a link down at the bottom for where you can try and order it. You know, 3 designs, really good designs. But personally, I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not saying this because he's a good friend, but they're actually really good designs. And yeah, no, as I leave a link at the bottom, and you guys can pre-order it. It's only £10. It's not too bad, to be honest with you. But it would help him out a lot because he really wants to do this, and he's asked me, and I'm like, why asking me? Because it's like, you know music, you know people in music. I was like, yeah, but I don't know that many. You know, I've got my my fingers into the somewhat music industry. I mean, I know people here and there, but I wouldn't class them as friends because I don't know them that well. But I can happily go up to them and, you know, have a little chat with them, and they'd have a chat back with me. But what do you think, guys? Do you guys reckon it's a good thing to try out at least? You know, not obviously putting all eggs in one basket, but if you know any friends or any family members who are in a band, mainly as I said, of the hardcore metal sort of scene, punk rock, whatever's going, you know, send us a line. Well, send me a line really, and we'll get back to you. You know, send us your MySpace, Facebook page, whatever. Even if you got like a free EP you want to send over, send it to me, and we'll definitely give it a listen. We'll definitely consider it. Even if you just want exposure in general, hell, I'll do my best to give it to you. I'm not gonna ask for any money. I'm not gonna ask for any, you know, clothing or anything. I mean, if you give me a link for your big cartel or whatever, I'll have a look. You know, I'll post it in the Blade links. But anyway, guys, I think I've rambled on quite a lot. But yeah, as I said, let me know if you're in a band, or if you know if any one of your friends are in a band that's in a hardcore punk rock metal sort of area. Let me know. I'll give you guys I'll give you guys feedback on what I think, and you know, see if you make the cut. I'm kidding. I'm sure you'll make the cut. But anyway, guys, Alex from the IDK Network here, and I'll catch you guys sometime soon.